Hello, everybody, and welcome to whatever I end up calling this. So, long story short, I am self-quarantining. If you haven't seen our video, our update video, there will be a link to that in the description and at the end of this video. But I thought I would take this as an opportunity to redecorate my room a little. So, as some of you probably already know, I have a rather large collection of PEZ dispensers and pop figures. The PEZ dispensers I collected when I was a kid, and that has rolled over into adulthood, but has been mostly taken over by my collecting of pop figures. They are very poorly organized, and I'm going to show you that here in a second. And I'm going to basically organize them, but also take that as an opportunity to go through my collection and show y'all what I'm working with. All right. So here's the big one. Here's the pop figures. They're not organized in any way. These ones up front are sort of the newest ones I got, and I kind of just put them there next to the ones that I already had. This is my collection of PEZ, a little more organized, but I have a lot of newer PEZ that I've gotten recently that didn't make it up there because of how crowded it is. So my goal is to kind of pick and choose which ones I want and which ones I'm going to put away. So basically my idea is I'm going to take down all of these and all of those and all of this shelf, which is miscellaneous action figures from when I was a child. But basically I'm going to do away with this, don't know where, because everywhere else, as you can see, here's a shelf of stuff. There's a shelf of all Pokemon stuff. There's some bigger figures. My room's pretty full up, so I think I might just get rid of this for now. And by get rid of it, I mean put it somewhere. I don't actually want to get rid of any of that stuff. And I'm going to make this shelf and the shelf that the PEZ figures are on, I'm going to make those pop figures, and then the PEZ are going to go right here. So I'm going to save all the Harley Quinn ones and do those all at the same time. So for now, in no particular order, here's the first one. This is one of the custom ones I have. That's why it's not in a box. It is Connor, the android sent by Cyberlife from Detroit Become Human. My friend Jen special ordered me this from probably Etsy. And then we have the second and also the only other, what are these called? Custom pop figures that I have. It's Claire Redfield from Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil, 2 Remake. This is also as a gift from Jen. She even comes with her own little stand. So this is Wilson, who is ostensibly the main character from a video game called Don't Starve. Fun fact about this set, there's only 4. I plan to get them all, but I only have, what's his name? Wilson right now. And it comes with a free code for a digital item, and I got very excited because Don't Starve is sort of like a survival horror game. So I was curious what it would be. Turns out it's only cosmetic, which I was okay with. Made sense. They're not going to give you a free item for survival mode. And then I realized that it's only redeemable for the PC version of Don't Starve Together, which is the 2-player version of Don't Starve, which nobody plays, and also I play Don't Starve on Switch, so rip the code in this box. Next, I have 2 figures from My Hero Academia. This is Aizawa, the teacher who always falls asleep and can erase other people's powers. With a lot of these, you're going to hear me talk about how I want the full set. And some I'm just going to pick and choose. Like with the Don't Starve one, I want the whole set because it's only 4. But My Hero's got probably 40 or 50 at this point. And I'm only kind of collecting the characters that I want to collect. So here's Aizawa. And here is my favorite My Hero Academia character. And to be frankly honest, my favorite anime character of all time, Shoto Todoroki. He's got a tragic backstory. Watch season 2 of My Hero. So these next 3 are cool because they all have 2 things in common. They were all gifts from my friend Pauline, aka Monsoon, been on the channel more than a couple times at this point. And they're all something that's called back-of-the-box variants. So as you can see, this is Miles from a PX Previews exclusive. Not quite sure what that is. And he's wearing his hoodie with the outfit, and he's posed like that. But if you look on the back, he's not anywhere in the collection. He's like a secret add-on that you can collect later. And if you even look, his number is way off from all the other numbers. See how it's kind of like 402 through 407 or 408? He is 529. And then in a similar vein, we have this Spyro and Sparks from Spyro the Dragon, also from Pauline, and also a back-of-the-box variant. doesn't actually have the picture of the full set on the back. The Spyro that's in the regular set doesn't have sparks and is floating. So this is another variant. And then we have Joker from Persona 5, also from Pauline, and the most clear-cut box variant, because as you can see, he's supposed to have his mask, and he got his mask. He even has his mask on the back of the box. Speaking of Persona 5, I've got Morgana. My brother got me this one for Christmas. This is the cat thing, so I'm only missing 3 technically if I want to get the normal Joker, which I do. So this one, along with the Aizawa from My Hero, is also from Pauline. I think I had like a birthday and then Christmas. That's why I got so many as gifts. But yeah, this is Arrow from Season 1. Or actually, no, sorry, he's got a mask. So it's Arrow from Season 3. This next one is one of my favorites just because of how perfect it looks. And I don't think the phone camera really does it justice. A lot of these pop figures, when you see the character and then you see their pop figure form, they sort of don't really translate that well, like that god-awful Pikachu one. But this one looks perfect. It looks like he jumped right out of the game. And he's just super detailed, and I really, really like him. He was the first one I got, and he made me want to get the rest of the set, which, by the way, including the special one I have, is only 4, so only 2 more to go on that one. And I see the nasty Nork one everywhere. I've been kind of cash poor lately. This next one is cool because this is the entire set. I'm holding the whole set in my hand of Chilling Adventures of Sabrina pop figures. There's no others in this set. My one complaint is, like, I know that the matter is number for, like, the molds that they use or whatever, but, like, you couldn't somehow make her 666. Like, her show's all about worshiping the devil and stuff, and I don't know, it was right there. All right, now comes the part where I have to get a chair and stand on it, so wish me luck. All right, so now we have a few one-offs. This first one's Hatsune Miku. Chris got this for me for Christmas one year. Don't necessarily want to collect whoever these are, I just kind of wanted Miku. Next up is this really cool Twinkie the Kid pop figure. I've always loved this one, and I actually, it's just a picture of the food on the back. I forgot about that. There's actually another version of this. There's the bandana that says Hostess, and then there's a bandana with like a red and blue polka dot pattern on it, so I do want that one. Next up, we have One Punch Man himself, Saitama. You're going to notice that a few of the ones coming up are open. Back in the day when I wasn't a super avid collector, I used to open my pop figures. I'm not really proud of it, but I do not do that anymore. So because I used to open them and I don't do it anymore, it's left me with a small coalition of unopened ones that I don't know what to do with most of the time when I'm trying to reorganize them. We've got my beloved Piper Wright from Fallout 4. Didn't actually know they made a pop figure of her. Went to a con, looked up if there was a pop figure of her like the week beforehand, and then I went to the con and she was there. So I don't know if I got lucky or what, but I found her. Next up, we've got a couple firsts. This Batman one is the first pop figure I ever received. It was a gift. This is back when there was like 30 pop figures ever. Definitely wasn't collecting them back then. Just got this as a gift. And then this is the first pop figure I actually ever bought. I always consider Super Grover the first in my collection. Basically one day, my friend who collects pop figures was like, look at all these pop figures. And I was like, there's a Super Grover one? Okay, well, I guess now I collect pop figures. Next up, we have this original Iron Man that I unopened. Once again, another early days of pop figures gift like Batman. This one's a bobblehead, and I hate pop figure bobbleheads. Don't ask me why. I have no answer. I just hate them. Usually when I get bobbleheads, I keep them in the box. Like this one, this Kylo Ren, which is really awesome, and it's super heavy because it comes with its own like really cool Star Wars stand. But for some reason, and I don't know the answer, I've never gotten a clear answer. If anyone knows, please let me know. Every single Star Wars bobblehead pop figure is a bobblehead, and I don't understand it. Next up, we have Android 18, my favorite Dragon Ball Z character. And then we have Stan Lee from Guardians of the Galaxy 1. Which was a Walmart exclusive, which are notoriously difficult to get. This was also a gift, this time from my father. This is Spider-Gwen, specifically from Into the Spider-Verse. And last for the one-offs, I think we have Carrie Kelly, aka Female Robin from The Dark Knight Returns. My personal favorite Robin for obvious reasons. So next up we have Baby Metal. This is, I believe, if I remember correctly, their names are Moe Metal and Sui Metal. Yes, they are different pop figures. As you can see, their hands are in different places. The only problem is that I took them out of the box, and the only other problem is I don't have the lead singer. So she's been notoriously hard to track down, but I will definitely keep her in the box when I get her. And I think that'll look actually kind of cool because they're like the two backup singers and dancers, and she's the main singer, so they'll be out of the box and she won't. I don't know, I think it'll be cool. Next up, we have Princess Jasmine. This one is from the classic set of Aladdin pop figures. And then this one, I'm not really sure what this one is called. They did this with a lot of the princesses. They're just in like dance poses with like elegant dresses, so that's what set that's from. So next up, we have Firestorm, who is one of my favorite superheroes. And I actually, to my knowledge, have every single Firestorm. So this is classic comic book Firestorm. This is Firestorm from the TV show Legends of Tomorrow. And this is the glow-in-the-dark variant of classic comic book Firestorm, which was given to me as a gift by my friend Jen, who did not have to do that. She went out of her way to find this very expensive pop figure for me. And then, tragically, and I'll explain why tragically in a minute, we move on to my pink Power Ranger collection. So first of all, I have the one from the new movie that didn't do so well, but I really liked it. And then I have normal Kimberly Pink Power Ranger with her, she's kind of in a fighting stance. And then the newest one, which is the Power Rangers Unmasked. It actually says Kimberly rather than Pink Power Ranger. Thought that was pretty cool. And then I have this special space-themed one. I thought originally it was from the Diamond collection, but I don't think it is. Pop Figures has like fake diamond-encrusted pops sometimes, but this is not one of them. This is just a cool space variant. And I thought that was the whole collection, but it's not. So allow me to explain. This pop figure is standing in the normal pop figure pose, and this pop figure is fighting. I don't have the normal variation of this, the one that's on the back of the box, and the one where it's just her in her normal costume standing like a normal pop figure, and sadly it is been put into the pop figure vault or whatever you want to call it, so it is incredibly hard to find, which sucks a lot because, as you all know, I'm a big Pink Power Ranger fan, and I'm just missing one, and it's like the most basic one. Next up, we have the Ducks. We got Scrooge McDuck from DuckTales. Pretty cool. This is another pop figure that looks great, translating from cartoon to pop. And then we have Darkwing Duck, also a gift from Chris. Next up, we have Yu-Gi-Oh! I have 3 out of the 5 Yu-Gi-Ohs. So I have Yugi, I have Dark Magician Girl, and I have the surprisingly heavy Blue Eyes White Dragon. And I thought that the only one I was missing was the Kaiba one, but I found out that there is a Hot Topic exclusive Dark Magician pop figure. So I gotta get my hands on that one too somehow. Okay, welcome to me on top of this chair, and back to my Riverdale collection of pop figures. So I have Archie, Betty, Jughead, Veronica, Cheryl, Josie, Reggie, and Kevin. And I know what you're thinking. Well, that's a whole dang set. That's every Riverdale character. Well, it turns out that the Archie one, the Betty one, and the Veronica one are dream sequence variants of their real versions. So I need to still get the normal Archie, Betty, and Veronica pops. And the Jughead one, I believe that one was also a gift from Jen. That is a hatless leather jacket Hot Topic exclusive. So in the case of Jughead, I need the normal one and the dream sequence one. Other than that, I have all of them. All right, and finally, we are at the Harley Quinn pop figures. This is not all of them. Some of them already made it over to the bed. So I'm going to be going in order of release rather than in order when I got them. So right off the bat, we have normal Harley Quinn, back when there was only like 50 pop figures. We've got Harley Quinn with a mallet. We've got Harley Quinn with a mallet from that Diamond exclusive set I was telling you about. We've got Harley Quinn from Arkham Asylum. We've got Harley Quinn with, I believe that's the roller skates one. And then we have Arkham Knight Harley Quinn. We've got the main Harley Quinn from the awful, terrible, bad Suicide Squad movie. We've got Harley Quinn Imposter, which I don't think it's actually Harley Quinn. I think it's Barbara Gordon dressed as Harley Quinn Batman. I don't know. Those ones are weird. I was hesitant about buying this one, but it was only $5. Then we've got Harley Quinn from the animated series. We've got the DC Bombshells Harley Quinn. And then we've got this weird rock and roll Harley Quinn. And her leg is like on a boombox, but you can't really see that. And then over here we've got this one, which came out a few months ago, right before the release of Birds of Prey. And it's kind of the only one in the set. And I thought this was going to be like the only one they released in anticipations for the Birds of Prey movie, but they did release Birds of Prey ones. So this is Harley Quinn and Beaver. I haven't seen this movie. Basically, here's one Harley Quinn from Birds of Prey. Here's a second one. This one's called Caution Tape. And then we got whatever roller derby Harley Quinn is. And then as you can see, there's one more from this set, Harley Quinn from the Black Mask Club. Except just kidding, there's 3 more back of the box variants for Birds of Prey. So even though I already have 3, I'm still missing 4 of them. So I've actually got 2 more I forgot about because they weren't actually on that shelf. I've got Reptar from the Rugrats, and I've got this double size 6-inch Godzilla that Chris got me one year for Christmas. My idea for taking this one out of the box is that it being in the box would take up too much space, but now that I have that many pop figures, I kind of wish I kept this guy in the box. Wow, it really brings into stark relief how much of an addiction you have when all your pop figures are taking over the place where you have to sleep tonight. And that is every pop figure, and that is a clean shelf. Now on to the PEZ. So let's start with the boxes of PEZ before we move on to the single ones. This is a nice little Batman collector set that I got. It is incredibly dusty, but it's got Two-Face, Riddler, Joker, and the Batman. And then we've got Batman's longtime collaborators, the Scooby-Doo. We got the whole gang from Scooby-Doo, and this box is one of my favorites. It's because they're actually in the car. Who would have guessed? Similarly cool to the Scooby-Doo one, we have this Millennium Falcon one. This is specifically a Force Awakens one, which is my favorite Star Wars movie. And what excited me about this one, other than the fact that it's in a metal tin shaped like the Millennium Falcon, it actually has Old Man Han Solo, which I'm sure they sold singles of, but I didn't see him until this box. And this was also a gift from Kelsey. Here's the Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice collector's PEZ. It's got, all the characters from that movie. And I know what you're thinking, but Anthony, wasn't that movie awful? And I'm here to say it was awful. Don't watch it, especially if you're a fan of Superman or Batman. But because it was awful, this was very cheap. Speaking of cheap PEZ dispensers, and the reason I bought that Lex box is because I already have these. I got them single wrapped, but the Batman is broken. As you can see, it won't close. I can push down on it, and it just always stays ajar. So I have that version in the box, and even if that one breaks and stays open like this, you'd never know because it's in the box. Sticking with DC superheroes, I have this classic Wonder Woman. I couldn't find a date on this on this PEZ dispenser, but if memory serves me correctly, I believe this is from the 70s. I could be wrong, though. And next we have one of the oldest PEZ dispensers I have. We have this Batman. It's a nice blue. The feet are actually broken. And this one has holes in it, and that's to put a cape that I don't have. I never had that cape. I didn't find out about that cape until recently, actually. This one does have a year on it. This is from 1985. All right, now we've got this Green Lantern one. Not sure what he's from or when he's from, but, he's cool. He went with the other DC ones, so I picked him up. Hi, it's me over here now, and I'm totally off mic. But as you can see, I had a bit of a, a PEZ falling over accident, which is fine. But going through all these incredibly dusty PEZ, I'm noticing that this isn't even my whole collection, and I'm reminding myself that some of my collection is up in the attic. So maybe I'll go get those, but probably not. So next up we have 2 Ninja Turtles. We have Raphael and Michelangelo from the 2012 Ninja Turtles cartoon. Here is a Belle from Beauty and the Beast that I kept boxed for some reason. I'm glad I did, though, because its box is very pretty, and I'm only noticing that now that I'm holding it and it's off my shelf. You'll notice that with my PEZ dispensers, I don't really have a theme. I don't really go for sets like I do with the Pops. Like I said, Pop collecting sort of took over my PEZ collecting, but I just kind of pick up the ones I like. All right, pictured here, we've got Hello Kitty and her best friend SpongeBob SquarePants. I am doing these in absolutely no particular order now. Here's Pluto and the Hulk. This Hulk is very old. This Pluto's very old, actually. Let's see. The Pluto did not have a price. The Hulk is from 89. I actually have a couple of this Hulk. I think 2 or 3. The rest are in the attic. So believe it or not, this is one of the most recent ones I picked up. I picked it up at a clearance bin at my local comic shop. This is Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Clone Wars television show. And it's definitely not doing it justice on camera, but, it looks perfect. It literally looks like the TV show jumped out of the television and is now a PEZ dispenser. You were right, Master. The negotiations were short. I think her name's Pebbles from the Flintstones from 92, and this is a smiley face from 2000. But it's not any smiley face. It's actually the Walmart smiley face, back from when this was kind of their like mascot that they had going on. Next up, we have this Iron Man. It looks old, but it's actually from 2009, so right around the time that the movie came out. I don't think it was tied to the movie, though. So next we have Darth Maul from Phantom Menace and Megatron from the kids television show. The Megatron is from 2015, and the Darth Maul, believe it or not, is from 2011, so quite a few years after the Phantom Menace came out. Next up, we have Animal from The Muppets and Spider-Man from 1989. Pretty cool. So next up, we have Holiday PEZ. My favorite kind of PEZ to collect are Holiday PEZ. And starting off first, we have this very weirdly shaped box, 2012 Santa, looking pretty war-torn. And then following that up, we have this Santa Claus from 1980. I think that's the original Santa Claus. And we have this reindeer from 2002. Next up, we have two sheep for Easter, I think. One from 79 and one from 2007. Can you guess which one is which? We have Dracula from 2013 and the snow globe of Indeterminate Year. The snow globe does not actually have, snow globe liquid in it. That would be cool, but that is impossible due to the way that PEZ makes the PEZ mechanic. Can you believe it? I found another Batman, this one from 1995. I wouldn't be surprised if this was like specifically from Batman Forever or from Batman and Robin, but yeah, another Batman. So this bat is from 2008. This Valentine's Day heart is from 1995. What's cool about the Happy Valentine's Day heart is that it does not have any feet. Whoop, get out of the way, man. Doesn't have any feet, and it's actually oriented this way. So you display it like this, and it opens right there, rather than every other PEZ where you display it like this, and it opens from there as well. So next up, we have this goo monster and this weird jack-o'-lantern. They both glow in the dark in their own unique ways. And if that wasn't terrifying enough for you, this one certainly will be. This is one of the only classic PEZ I have. It is the clown. Back in the day when PEZ was starting out, they pretty much just had PEZ boy, PEZ girl, and PEZ clown. I don't know exactly what year it's from. It's not printed on there. But the clown content does not end here, because we have the clown's dad. This huge-ass PEZ dispenser. It used to sing when you open it, that one clown song that you wouldn't want it to sing for horror reasons, but it does not sing anymore because it is so very old. It is from 1970. And the cool thing about these big PEZ dispensers, and there's a couple of them I have, and this all stays true to all of them, they function like normal PEZ dispensers, but they don't dispense PEZ, they dispense PEZ containers. Like, you pack these things in it, and it'll dispense those, which is pretty cool. Staying in the realm of huge PEZ, we have this Darth Vader, which doesn't sing, but it does do this. Okay, and next up we have the incredibly large and incredibly loud, what is this thing called? Death Star. Jesus, I don't know why I can remember the name of it. And I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to turn the volume way down, probably. Oh, does it not work anymore? There we go. There it is. Not super loud or menacing at all. And wouldn't you believe it, I found two more I didn't even know I had. There's that same Two-Face from the first collection I showed off. And there's this Spider-Man, who is from 1999. And last but not least, and the PEZ thing that I'm sort of most proud of and most disappointed by, is this Star Wars one, and I'll explain why in a second. So as you can see, it has the mini Death Star. It's got Boba Fett, Grievous, Darth Sidious, Darth Vader, R2, Chewie, Yoda, and C-3PO, and a bunch of candy if you're into that kind of thing. A bunch of candy. The problem is it's in a very flimsy plastic, and as you can see, it broke. So the story behind that, and it's kind of is that when I was a kid, I found these at Walmart, and each one was a little bit broken except this one. And I got it. I was like, oh, it's in mint condition. It's not broken or whatever. Handed it to the lady at checkout so my parents could pay for it, and she ripped it. So she ripped the only one that wasn't ripped in front of me after they had already paid for it. Okay, a little bit more before my phone dies and I have to finish the rest tomorrow. We've got the Nintendo ones. Mario, Peach, Donkey Kong, Yoshi, Pikachu, Squirtle, Charmander, Anthony, you're saying. Isn't there one missing? Yes, there's one missing. It's Bulbasaur. Haven't been able to find him. I found a Bulbasaur at Fun Spot in New Hampshire, but he was in a bag, and I can't just have one in a bag. Also, you can't really display the ones in the bags. We'll get to those in a second. But yeah, this collection of 8 marks the first time that Nintendo actually had actual licensed PEZ. They had some weird like knockoff bootleg PEZ back in the day. Maybe I can find a picture of one. And I did have some of those. There was a Link one and a Mario one that I had. But yeah, it's really cool. There's finally, after all these years, official Nintendo PEZ. One quick note about these ones. Chris and I talk about this all the time. Are these the 4 that you would pick? Mario, Peach, Donkey Kong, and Yoshi? I feel like Donkey Kong and Yoshi, and he agreed with me on everything I'm about to say. I feel like Donkey Kong and Yoshi are practically their own series at this point. And I would have went Mario, Peach, Luigi, and Bowser. But, you know, maybe next time. All right, next up we have some Marvel ones. It's not MCU specific, but it just so happens to be all characters from Endgame. So, we got Ant-Man, Captain Marvel, Black Panther, and Thanos. What's cool about this set, if we take a look, is that Thanos and Captain Marvel are not even on the back. So even PEZ has started doing back-of-the-box variants. This Marvel one is one that I plan to get the whole collection on, just like the Nintendo ones. All right, next up we have this Valentine's Day Bear, which is the newest addition of my collection. This was a gift from my dad. Sometimes my dad will just pick me up PEZ dispensers. It's kind of cool because he knows how much I like them. And I wasn't really digging on this one because it's a Valentine's Day bear. It sort of seemed like Valentine's Day doesn't have a mascot like Christmas or Halloween, so they kind of just created their own. But then I noticed that if you look down at the candy, there's cherry and orange flavored PEZ, which are 2 normal flavors, and then there's cotton candy flavored PEZ. I have never in my life seen like an exotic out of the box like PEZ flavor like that. Beyond like you usually don't see any PEZ flavors beyond like the 4 that they also always have, but this one has seasonal, as you could see right there, so limited time only PEZ candy. I'm not going to taste it because that would require me to consume PEZ candy, and only crazy people do that. All right, so here's what's happening. This is taking longer than I thought it would. My phone is dying. It's later than I thought it was, and here's my bed. So here's what we're looking at over here. There's the shelf that is yet to be cleaned and gone through. Don't think I'm going to go through that one on camera. Here's empty shelf number 1. There's empty shelf number 2 over there. I think I'm going to, for today, stop doing this. I'm just going to sort of unceremoniously take everything on the bed and just put them right back up there. And then I think I'm going to plan out where I want to put stuff. And then part 2 of this video, whether it's an actual part 2 or if it's in a couple seconds, is going to be me showing you guys where I put them all. There's a few more PEZ that I'm going to have to go through, but I'm going to have to do that tomorrow. I put all the PEZ I want to hang up, I want to display in this bag, nice and neat, with the big ones and then the collections over there. So yeah, I'm going to take a break probably for the day, just because it's later than I thought it was, and I will see you guys maybe in a couple seconds. So it's 2 days later, and I'm almost done, but I do have a couple more PEZ to go through, and I have a couple different issues that I'm going through right now. So some of these PEZ are in packaging. Some of these I might open, but some of them I'm going to keep in their packaging because some of them are rare, like this super old Princess Leia, and that's probably going to be worth something someday. And then we have ones that are in bags like this. Basically, I got it from a thrift store, and it was opened but repackaged, and I've been contemplating opening these ones, and I think I'm just gonna, because like they were already opened. Keeping them in this little plastic bag isn't going to increase the value or whatever. So these 3 I'm gonna leave in their bag. It's Kylo Ren, Anna from Frozen, and the old Princess Leia. So first up, we've got Aladdin and Genie. Believe it or not, I think these 2 are from different sets based on the packaging they were in. We've got Barney from the Flintstones, and not Thomas the Hedgehog. Wow. Thomas the Tank Engine. We've got some more holiday ones. Finally, an Easter Bunny. And then this is another glow-in-the-dark Halloween-themed one. And wouldn't you believe it, I found another freaking Santa Claus. This one's from 2002, and it has little glasses. This witch is a not rare version of one of the rarest PEZ out there. There's a version of this witch. I believe the stem or the body or whatever you call it is red, and the face glows in the dark. but this is just the generic non-glow-in-the-dark version. Still pretty old, I believe. No year on it, though. Over here, we've got Winnie the Pooh and another Hello Kitty. Here we have Madagascar Chris Rock and Madagascar Duck. I'm pretty sure I have Madagascar Ben Stiller somewhere, but he's not here, so I don't know where he is. We have a third different Spider-Man. This one's from '09. We've got a super old Donald and a not quite as old Goofy. Once again, they're both from the year Disney, because Disney doesn't put the year on the PEZ for some reason, and I've noticed that's consistent throughout all the PEZ I have, even the Star Wars ones. I initially wasn't going to show this one because I thought it was a duplicate, but this is a different Pooh Bear from the one I showed before. I didn't even know this. I have two Pooh Bears. I don't even know where these PEZ are coming from at this point. And then we've got Pooh's actual friend Eeyore. Probably will keep him in the bag. A good rule of thumb is if the bag is red, it's super old, and if it's blue, it's newer. I don't know what the this cat is or what it's from. I'm kind of freaking out. I hate looking at it. Oh, it's a Halloween cat, I guess. So that's cool. It's from 2006, as you can see. If anyone, this is from something, please somebody let me know. I'm sure it glows in the dark because it's Halloween themed. But yeah, this terrifying cat. This is one of Hello Kitty's friends, I believe. Initially, I was super excited about this one because when I was looking at it just now, it's in great shape, but it said it's from 1976. I thought that was a little weird, but I looked closer and there was another date on it, which is 2003. So I guess 1976 was just a copyright year or something. But yeah, this is Hello Kitty's buddy. I don't know what the hell it's called. Finally, my favorite bit of my collection. We've got Elsa, Anna, and Olaf from Frozen. These initially were not easy to find, but I found them at that thrift store I was telling you guys about. And I found all three of them, and they're open, unfortunately, but as I said, I do have that wrapped Anna down there. But yeah, I think rather than what I did last time, which was the DC superheroes, I think these three are going to be the centerpiece of my collection. This is insane. I found more PEZ somehow. I found an incredibly dusty snowman that I will probably take out of the packaging so I can put it with the rest of the holiday-themed ones. I found what appears to be a incredibly dusty recreation of that witch that I have. Also glows in the dark. Can't make a Halloween one unless it glows in the dark, right? And would you believe it or not, I found a third Two-Face. This is the same one. I have this one 3 times. I have this one like this. I have this one in the Batman box, and I have this one unboxed. Like, I don't remember ever buying a single Two-Face, but I have 3 of them. So obviously some of these aren't going to make the cut. Primarily the ones that are in bags. You can't really display those ones. And I sort of already ran out of room for these guys. So I might open some of them. Maybe not, though. We'll see. Next time I'm holding this camera, I will be displaying the finished product. I lied. I'm back over here for a sec because I found something super cool. So these are the 3 Spider-Men I have. And I definitely didn't do this on purpose because I definitely just acquired these over the years. But from right to left, these Spider-Man PEZ dispensers are from 1989, 1999, and 2009. So they're literally each 10 years apart. And you can really see how PEZ was making things back then and how they're making things now. And this one over here, based on looks alone, is clearly based off the cartoon, which is pretty neat. All right, and here we go. The big reveal. I'm going to go through everything in a second. So, as you can see, I didn't do PEZ here and the pops on these 2 because I have too many pops. And as you can see, this shelf is lower than the other ones. So I needed the room. So, for this display, I put all the singles, all the unopened ones, out front. And then that bottom row is all Harley Quinns. I displayed the Harley Quinns sideways because, people know what my collection is bringing to the table vis-a-vis Harley Quinns. I did display that one because it's one of the diamond ones, and I think it's pretty cool. Next, we've got the Riverdale ones because that's my second biggest collection. I did put Sabrina with the Riverdale gang. And then up top, we have Firestorm and his buddies down there. The 2 pink Power Rangers and the other 2 down there. We've got Yu-Gi-Oh! And we've got Spyro. Moving on over here, this one's way less... it just kind of looks haphazardly thrown. I had to put Godzilla here. He's blocking Wilson from Don't Starve. But I did organize them, as you can see with the case of the Joker and the Morgana, they're on top of each other because they're from the same set, and I sort of did that with all of them. Batman, My Hero, Ducks, Spider-Verse. So yeah, they're the pop figures. Now we're moving on to the PEZ. And I'm very excited about how the PEZ turned out. I took quite a different approach. So I put all the boxes in the back except for the cool Millennium Falcon tin, which I did put right here. And I know what you're thinking. That's a pretty precarious place for such a heavy item. And I shook this structure, and literally the only thing that didn't shake was Homeboy up there. So I guess it'll be fine. But as soon as I put all the boxes in the back, I put the Cotton Candy Bear up there, and it fit perfectly. So I just had to display them like that. I just love the uniformity so much. And they also fit perfectly, which sucks because I'm missing Bulbasaur still. So where the hell am I going to put him when I find him? I have all the holiday ones over here. I had way more than I thought I did, which really excited me because I love the holiday ones for whatever reason. We've got Sanrio. We've got Ninja Turtles. We've got Madagascar there in the back. Over here, we've got all the superheroes. And then we've got the clown sort of taking the spotlight because he's one of the originals. And then we've got all the Disney ones with the Frozen one at the helm. They're sort of cluttered, but I kind of like that you could see the cool ones. You could see the ones I wanted to display. And then in the back, it's just the sheer number of PEZ dispensers I have is, I think, impressive. And if you're someone who frequents my room and you catch, you know, your eyes drifting up here, you might see one that you didn't see last time. Like there in this shot right now, there's a Darth Maul. Can you see him? But yeah, so there's the Pops. And there's the PEZ. But there's one glaring issue. One decision that has been haunting me the entire time I've been trying to redecorate my room. What the hell do I do with these?